Y'all, happy Friday evening. It's me and my son Manny, and I'm headed to work. And I've been thinking of things I could come on and talk about, and I always want to do something that somebody can learn from, or just something I experienced, because I know there's a lot of entertainment on YouTube, but I want to be educational. Y'all know my first career, I wanted to be an attorney. Then I changed it. I went into education. I didn't like it because the kids were disorderly, but I still, in the capacity that I work, it's a teaching job, you know. So anyway, but it came to me today something to talk about: God's 10, my 20. And people may say, well, what are you talking about? Well, you know, it says give 10% of your first earnings back to God. And and that's about tithing. And a lot of people have their own views on that. And they say they don't tithe because they don't believe in it. So I mean, it's a controversial issue, but then, you know, as Christians, are we supposed to live by what's written? So it's a very touchy subject. But I thought about that. God's 10%. He's asking for 10% of your first fruits. Okay. And then, when you do that, you're supposed to be blessed. And your blessings are not always monetary. And I've discovered that because, you know, in more situations than one. I mean, I could write a book just on that. And do I tithe faithfully 100%? No, I do not. I'm just being honest. You know that. You know, I remember we had this lady. She was of the Pentecostal faith. She was a really nice lady. She had like 4 or 5 children, and she came to work with us when I was working at Kmart. And she was single. Very sweet lady. I don't know what happened to her, but anyway, she was saying that she wasn't treated fairly. And they didn't want her to go to the big church because she had those kids and she wasn't married. And I was like, well, that's cruel. And she said, well, you know, she said, a lot of people are Piccadilly Christians. They want to pick the part of the Bible they want to live by. And I was like, wow, think about that. That's profound. But that's God's 10%. But what led me to think about this is my 20%. And you may ask, what is your 20%? Well, 80% in business, they tell you that 80% of your business come from 20% of your customers. So on YouTube, that would be the 20% of the people who watch you. If you look at your analytics, think about it. You have people that have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 million subscribers, but they don't get millions of views on each video. But those same, okay, let's say, I'm gonna say if they got, I'm just taking a hypothetical number because I don't know. I don't deal with the numbers for YouTube like that. Honestly, I don't even review mine like I should, because right now for me, YouTube is not a business. And if I happen upon it, I'm forever grateful. But I'm using it as a service. I really am. I like to cook and I like to share information. So for me, YouTube is a service that just so happens to gain me income. You understand what I'm saying? But I wonder how many YouTubers actually tithe. And do you think that if you would tithe and get your 10%, that you'd be more successful in your business than you actually are right now? You know, I just sit back sometimes and I'm very analytical, and sometimes I like to pull things apart and I think about that. But getting back to my 20%, 80% of your views is from 20% of the people who follow you. That's why you'll have a person with millions of subscribers and they only might have 200,000 views on any particular video. Because I would guess, if I had to guess, I would say the first 100,000 subscribers for a person with that many, say 2-point-something million subscribers. I would say the first 100,000 is that 20%. And I know on my channel, I don't get very many views. You can go in there and look, I don't have it hidden. I've had some videos I've done, I may have gotten 10 views. And that's fine with me. Like I say, I'm here for a service to anybody who want to listen. Because it may be something God put in my spirit to help one person. And if so, I ain't living in vain. That's just how I feel about it. I'm serious. We're born to serve, and a lot of people don't believe that. A lot of people don't believe that, but we are. And you know what the Bible says, to whom much is given, much is required. But listen, so my 20%, okay, I only right now have 5,400 subscribers. And see, I told y'all I usually get about, I guess I don't know what the average, because I haven't looked at it lately. Or I have, but I can't remember. But say the last video I put up, and I did it late last night because I hadn't shared anything. But say I got 30 views. I bet you the first 10 or 20, that's a small number, and that's fine. You know, if I look at life like this, what God wants me to have, He's going to give it to me. I'm going to keep pursuing, keep getting better. You understand what I'm saying? Keep researching so I can bring better content. And if that's because let me tell you something. You could be, the devil can give you success. But that type of success usually comes with brown nosing and, you know, manipulating people, being condescending and just all kind of evil. I don't ever want to get anything that the Lord don't have for me. Because if He can give it to you, He ain't going to be the one to let you keep it. I don't want nothing from the devil. But anyway, y'all. So, remember that. You have some solid viewers. I'm serious. These people going to watch you faithfully. No matter what you put up, they're going to look at it because it's you and it's something about you that they like. Now, I can give that advice to other people. I already know this. And you know, I know when I go and I do research and people have certain things they're looking for on YouTube, what's trending and all that. And I know I'm really like against the grain. I'm like an outsider, honestly, because my thought process is helping someone. In the process, if I help myself, I'm forever grateful for that. But I think that I'm born to serve. And that's why I say all the time, I am my brother's keeper. I know that. For a long time, I didn't know what my purpose was. But now I know. But it's in more capacities than one. It's more than one capacity that I serve. Now, some people probably say, well, you crazy. Everything you do helps somebody else. No, because you know what? I'm trying to get to heaven. I am. I want heaven to be my home. And I have never lost anything by helping somebody else. I haven't. And my heart goes out to people that's suffering, that's grieving, and with that myself. So, yeah, y'all, today is Friday Eve. I'm headed to work, and I'll get back with y'all later. Have a blessed day. Bye.